Well, since storms blasted through the region between, say, 2 and about 5:30, a little break in the action and even some sunshine. But we're not quite done with the threat for at least some showers or some additional storms, although the severe threat has been greatly diminished across the region. There's a live look at the Charlottesville-Albemarle Airport. Now, this was the scene around 3 o'clock this afternoon up near Airport Road, and Helen Gregory and Humid captured the shot as those storm clouds were quickly rolling in. Of course, this was a severe warned storm, and most of the severe reports have been wind damage. Again, some 60-mile-per-hour gusts. Here's the scene in Stanton along West Beverly Street looking west as the storms were working in across the region this afternoon shortly before 2 o'clock. So here's where we are currently. Again, we've had the bulk of the severity with the storms earlier, now well off to our east, along and east of I-95. Now we've had a break, and now there's a second line of storms. The severity of these should be greatly diminished, and for the most part, there's not currently a lot of lightning along the line, but there's some downpours. Here we are through western Augusta County. This is mainly west of Route 42, and then you've got some downpours in and around the Harrisonburg area along I-81 and Route 11. I'll review this over the last several, and there we are around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock as that line of storms came through. And again, there were certainly severe warnings on that line as it did work across the region. We'll watch this second line, but I'm not anticipating what we saw earlier. So the threat is beginning to wind down. But these were some of the severe wind reports from this afternoon, numerous across Rockingham, Augusta County, and certainly times across central Virginia as well, mainly for trees down, some power outages and the like, and you can see a lot more numerous through portions of Augusta and Rockingham County from earlier. We made it into the upper 80s, a few low 90s today. Of course, we've been rain cooled, so right now we've got numbers pretty much in the upper 70s to around 80. So Futurecast is not showing a whole lot here for the next few hours, but we'll likely see some additional showers or a storm, although the severe threat's greatly diminished. And then this evening and the rest of tonight we'll have clearing skies. So as we look ahead for this evening, again, early on shower storm. Temperatures overnight will settle into the low 60s across central Virginia, some upper 50s across the Shenandoah Valley. So you'll notice a drop off in the humidity early tomorrow morning and a pretty pleasant Friday. Temperatures will climb in the mid to upper 80s, lower humidity, but then it all comes back here by Saturday with temperatures starting in the 60s, more hot afternoon with temperatures in the low 90s for many, and that's really our big story for all of next week. Here's our little break in the action from big heat and high humidity before a big ridge in the atmosphere starts to build, and that's going to be with us throughout much of next week. So this will be excessive heat and high humidity. So again, make sure you're prepared for what's in store as we look ahead heading into the weekend and next week with temperatures in the mid to upper 90s, heat indices well over 100. So our front will come through here tonight, and that chases away the storms. Again, the severe threat is beginning to wind down. Temperatures overnight in the upper 50s and lower 60s. There's a look at the Michael and Son 7-day forecast. What awaits is the big heat wave, and we're talking about maybe an extended stretch of dry weather as well, but those heat indices between 100 and 110, that's not something that you take lightly, so it will be kind of dangerous. Heat is certainly, it compounds itself over time. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, thank you.
And we'll be right back. Stick with us.